Now, this is a lot more fun in person. Actually, I don't know how fun it is, but it's fun. I enjoy using this as a lesson. But we're going to play a urinal game. Now, this is a flash game that was probably developed in the early thousands. It is not an anthropological teaching tool. Can everyone see the urinal game? So it's not an anthropological teaching tool. It's kind of offensive sometimes, but I think it does it's meant to be funny. It does get at some ideas that we have about using the bathroom, particularly the men's room in the United States. And you can learn a little bit about our culture by playing it. So the object of this game is to test your knowledge of men's room etiquette. You will be presented with several scenarios. In each one, you must select the proper urinal to use. Normally, I would divide the class up into A and B, so we have teams, get some helpful, but I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to divide you up by gender or anything like that either. I don't know how to divide people up. We'll just all play it together. How's that? We'll all play it together. No teams, everybody equal. Scenario 1. Urinal 1 is occupied. Select the correct urinal for you to use. Now, I'm going to use this as, I'm going to say this is urinal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So can I get a volunteer to tell me which urinal is the correct urinal to use? One, who said that?
Me, Phil.
Phil, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I would do is I would use 6 or 4.
Well, this is a test, so there's only one right answer. Which would you use, 6 or 4?
I would use 6. Yeah.
Thank you, Phil. Correct. Urinal 6 is the correct answer. Going to urinal 6 gives you the maximum amount of buffer zone. Whatever buffer zone means, cultural concept, ideas about space, about etiquette. It also shows proper respect for the personal space of your bathroom buddy. We have bathroom buddies in the men's room. Did you know that? In this situation, urinal 3 and 5 are occupied. What is the correct urinal for you to use? Someone other than Phil, if you don't mind. Who is that? Who said that?
Me, Austin.
Number 1. Thank you, Austin. Correct. Urinal 1 gives you the maximum amount of buffer zone between yourself and the others. Don't forget to keep your eyes on the wall in front of you. Did you know you had to keep your eyes on the wall in front of you? Nowadays, everyone's on their phones, which I find weird because everyone's like, looks like they're taking a urinal selfie or something. Let's see how well you do in this situation. So no Phil or Austin, if you don't mind. Let's give everyone a chance.
Is there a possibility to wait?
There's no wait button. And actually, okay, Joe, you can go first, but actually,
leave.
I guess we could click on the door, but Joe talked first, so I'm going to let Joe go first. However, the longer we stand here, let's realize that we're a person standing behind a bunch of other people going to the bathroom, and if you just stand there for a long time thinking about it, it's real weird, real wrong to do etiquette-wise. So we got to go like that. Joe, where do you go?
I'd say 6, the one that's on the far right.
Thank you, Joe. Correct. This really is an awkward situation. To avoid the appearance of pairing, you should normally avoid being next to someone else. However, in this case, you are close to the door and able to make a quick exit. So the bathroom, sometimes you have to run from. I don't understand. Don't worry about washing your hands, which is gross. Just get out as fast as you can. Some interesting urinal etiquette we have in the United States. Okay, no repeats. Austin, Joe, I see some people putting stuff in the chat. I agree with them. Thank you, Phil. Sorry, I'm really bad at looking at the chat. Sorry. This situation's a little easier. So can we get somebody who hasn't answered yet? You got all of them right so far. You have to be feeling more confident.
I think 1.
Thank you, Lola. 1. Correct. Right. Both urinal 1 and 6 give the same amount of buffer space. However, urinal 1 is further from the door. And I know from experience that sometimes students select urinal 6, and they say that that exposes you to men walking in and out of the bathroom. You don't want to be exposed to other men in the men's room. Apparently that's bad. You guys are crushing it. This is literally the highest score that I've ever achieved. Where would you go in a situation like this? Sadie, I can see it all over your face that you are thinking about this very hard. Sadie, do you want to try?
I guess I would say 1. I
One.
don't know.
Sadie loses it for the whole class. It's all Sadie's fault, everybody. Wrong. I'm sorry. Obviously, I picked her, so you can't be upset with me. Is there some reason you want to be alone with the big lug? People might think that you and the big guy are pairing if you use the urinal next to him. So the correct urinal was number 4. Apparently, there is some sort of rule about body size that if you are going to pair with somebody, you should pair next to them. Maybe that's why people always stand really close to me when I'm using the bathroom. I don't know. Problem 6, a final puzzle to test your men's room acuity, excuse me. So who wants to take on this final, who wants to redeem us? Lola's using hand gestures. Parker,
Steve, get out.
8? There's no 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you saying out? 7? Ben says 1. Parker,
I would say 1 because you're only next to one person. You're not in between.
everyone's saying 1, so I'm going to go with 1. But Lola was correct. We should have listened to Lola. I clicked 1 because it's funnier if you get it all wrong. Wrong. The only real solution to this puzzle was to turn around and walk out the door, wait a while, and then come back in. So what are some lessons that we learn about bathroom culture in the United States? Now, these are not surface level culture. This is deep culture. This is unwritten. There's not a sign in the bathroom that talks about how you shouldn't pair with big guys and you shouldn't all this stuff. It's not written down. This is deep culture. What did we learn about bathroom culture or about maybe American culture in general? In your own words, anybody?
I just feel like there's like some unwritten rules, like everyone knows the rules, but like not really in American bathroom culture.
That's exactly right. And this is true of a lot of bathroom culture, but also most culture in general, right? If I was in class, I would demonstrate, like, when you walk into an elevator, which way do you look? Do you walk in and then just stand there? Do you look up? Do you look down? No, you turn around and you look at the door. Why do we do that? I don't know. It would make just as much sense to walk in and have all the controls in front of you, and then turn around when the door opens. But try that sometime. Try just staring at the back of the wall in a very full elevator sometimes and see if it gets you any funny looks. There's all sorts of interesting culture that's very deep. So the purpose of playing this rather silly game is to show you that a lot of culture is deep culture. A lot of culture we're perfectly aware of, but we don't necessarily know we're aware of it. And even stuff that is biological, is actually incredibly cultural. So culture affects everything. And also, I think it's a funny game. We learn that some interesting things about fragile American male masculinity, about homophobia is certainly very, very present in this game. And I don't know, like, I've asked women about this, but I had a conversation about my wife, and she said it was funny that when she played the game, because the women's bathroom to her, maybe this isn't true for everybody, is actually a place of safety, where if there's a creep following you around, you can go in there and like find refuge if you are out of a feminine hygiene product or you need something that only other way, like you go to the women's bathroom and that's a safe place. Whereas it seems like the bathroom for men in American culture is a place of danger. And that's probably not true for everybody everywhere, but that was sign of me and my wife's observations. We'll talk more about that too when we get to gender and masculinity.